Hello again, everybody. Today we're going to work on Chapter 1, Section 2. It is Order of Operations and Evaluating Expressions. Enjoy. Chapter 1-2 is on Order of Operations and Evaluation. Remind you, if you're following me on YouTube, I am SV Math Teach. Feel free to follow and like or comment as you see fit. Now I'm starting off this section with a problem I actually just had a friend post on Facebook. You might remember Facebook, you might not, but this is a problem that she posted as a logic question, and I was shocked to find that I was the only person that was getting the correct answer, and it comes from a misunderstanding of order of operations. So, like you, I learned, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, just like this. The problem is, it's not a 6-step procedure. If it were a 6-step procedure, we would do parentheses first. There's none really here. We would do exponents and get 36. We would multiply and get 6. We would then divide and get 6. We would add and get 10, and you'd have what you feel like is the correct answer. Unfortunately, that is the wrong answer. That's not the way you do this problem, because that's not how PEMDAS works. It's actually this. It's only a 4-step procedure. It's multiply and divide at the same time from left to right. So let me rewrite this same Facebook question here. I'm currently online arguing my point to a bunch of non-math people. There's still no parentheses. Exponents, we'll do those. 36 divided by 2 times 3 plus 4. Then you multiply and divide from left to right. So the first multiplication or division problem you come to is 36 divided by 2. 36 divided by 2 is 18. The times 3 hasn't happened yet, and plus 4 hasn't happened yet either. Now we're still in this step, but we're about to finish it off. The multiply and divide step concludes with 18 times 3 is 54, plus 4, and now you're on the add and subtract step from left to right, and you get the correct answer of 58. It brings up the correct and the incorrect understanding of what the order of operations are. The other thing that I want to point out in this small video is that there are, when dealing with evaluating expressions, normally that means you substitute values in. There is one thing that I want to call to your attention. When dealing with the exponent step, writing a number like this one versus writing a number like this one, that means two different things. Whatever the power is touching or sitting above is the thing that is actually being powered. So in this first example, the negative sign isn't actually being touched by the 2. The 2 is only touching the 5. So the 5 is the thing that gets written twice. And then you evaluate it. So think of it like this. It's 5 times 5 with the negative sign. So 5 and 5 make 25 with the negative sign, so you get negative 25, which is a little bit counterintuitive. What you might be trying to do is, in fact, notice how the 2 is touching the parentheses? That means you write the parentheses twice. And it so happens that the parentheses contain negative 5, and that is how you get a positive 25. So I would encourage you to be careful when you write, when you substitute, and when you work on these. This is often a calculator problem as well, because you may not type in the parentheses when using a calculator, and therefore you'll get the incorrect answer. Finally, I'm going to switch colors and show you one last piece of this topic. If I had a problem that was more variables and less numbers, let's say a squared plus 2ab, very simple one. What I would ask you to do is evaluate this one, but I would give you the values for a and b normally. So I might say, what is a squared plus 2ab if a equals, let's say, negative 5 and b equals, let's say, 10. So I'm going to put the negative 5 in here and watch what I'll do. When I do these problems, I would start by taking all the variables out. There's the a variable and the b variable, and I would replace them with open parentheses. And then I would put the values, whether in this case the negative 5 and the 10, I'd put them in the correct locations. It will avoid this issue where you might accidentally do this, but you really should be doing this. This is what you want. A is negative 5 again, and B is 10. And I'm going to do my, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So exponents are the first thing to happen. Now you might notice that there are parentheses, but there's nothing going on inside the parentheses. So this first step, which is technically speaking a grouping symbol step, not specifically parentheses, there are grouping symbols, but there's nothing being done. There's no operations or computation to be done inside there. So it's not really a step that you need to address. The exponent step, -5 times -5, just like we did here, is positive 25. Now, if I had a little more space to my paper, I would rewrite the rest. You could recognize that the exponent step is complete. So we're going to multiply and divide from left to right. So as I move across, I have multiplication here. I'm going to do this part in my head. 2 times -5 is -10. -10 times 10 is -100. I'm going to write the negative and the 100 in there. And now I'm on the add and subtract step. 25 and -100 make -75. And I'm done. Watch it again if you need. Otherwise, get ready for my next video, Chapter 1-3 on real numbers and the number line.